Hey everyone, it's Jeff again from Custom Fit. Welcome to the week 2 home exercise program. For today's program, should be about 20 to 30 minutes in length. We will need a couple pieces of equipment that you will have laying around the house. So if you could grab a belt tied in a loop, a golf club, a cane, or a broomstick, a larger pillow off your bed to pad your knees, and then also a chair that you can use to hold on the back for balance. You could pause the video now, grab those 4 objects, then we will be all ready to go. All right, we're going to go into a laying down on your back position. First stretch today is going to be a double knee to chest stretch. So one leg at a time, you're going to grab top side of the knee, bring both legs up into kind of a cannonball position, using your arms to overpress your knees towards your chest until you feel a gentle stretch through both hips, hamstrings, and into your low back. Relax into it here. If you're feeling kind of a pinch or any discomfort in the front part of your hip, you can bring your knees out wider, or if it feels good to keep them narrow to isolate the hip and back, that's fine too. Find a position that feels comfortable for you and hold. Other thing to watch out here, make sure your head's relax back on the ground. Don't lift your head or you'll strain your neck. And when you're pulling with your arms, make sure the arms are not popping forward off of the floor. You want to kind of keep your shoulder blades in a down back position as you're tugging knees towards your chest. So find that comfortable position. Let's go 20 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can bring feet back to the floor, and feet are going to be placed directly touching each other. Knees start together. You're going to squeeze your knees together, feel the groin muscles kick on, and then drop both knees out to the side, opening up the legs. Let gravity kind of take your knees down to the floor until you feel some pressure in the hips and a stretch through the groin muscle. And then back to knees together, pinch the knees together, feel the groin muscles kick on. So about a 2 count hold on the squeeze and about a 2 count hold as you drop out. So dropping out, again, relax, let gravity take your knees down towards the floor. And up, pinch knees together, activate groin muscle. Make sure you're not holding your breath here. We got 15 repetitions. This is number 3. And up, and squeeze. 4, and up, and squeeze. 5, and up, and squeeze. This is 6. As you go here, you should feel like your knees can gradually fall a little closer to the floor as the tissue in your hip loosens up. And squeeze. If you're not getting a stretch and you want more, you can bring both hands to your inner thighs and use your arms to kind of overpressure the movement, driving the knees down to the floor to increase the range of motion or increase the intensity of the stretch. And middle, squeeze. And out. And in and squeeze. Good. Let's get 5 more reps here. And out. And squeeze. 2. And squeeze. Another cue on this one is just make sure your lower back stays relatively flat to the floor. You may find that it wants to kind of pop up off the floor and arch to compensate. Good. 2 more reps here. Keep the breath control. The tendency when you're learning new movement patterns is to pause the breathing. You may not notice it. So cue yourself to take normal breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Last one, squeeze and relax. Good. Now we're going to position our feet back to shoulder width apart, knees back to shoulder width apart. And I'm going to attempt to teach you guys a very important movement for improving your core strength and a really good movement pattern for treating lower back pain. So this is called a pelvic tilt. So I want you to take your left hand and slide your fingers right behind the small of your back, kind of the portion of your back that's arched up off the floor. And now the movement pattern here is you're trying to engage your abdominal muscles in a way that flattens your back into your fingers. So if your fingers are placed at the small of the back, you're going to tighten your abdominal muscles, rolling the pelvis backwards, trying to flatten the gap between your low back and the floor, or put pressure on the fingers that are sitting on the small of your low back. So you're going to engage the abdominal muscles, push your fingers into the floor, and then release. Engage and hold and release. Engage and hold and release. Another way to learn it if you're having trouble engaging is kind of grab the sides of your pelvis with both hands. And then if you rock forward and arch your back, you're going to do the opposite that now and rock the pelvis back, flattening the back into the floor, engaging the abs like someone's going to punch you in the stomach, and hold. So you should feel like there's no gap between your lower back and the floor if you're engaging properly. Another tendency here is going to be to hold your breath. Make sure you're not holding your breath when you're engaging. And you should not feel your butt muscles or your hamstring muscles engaging here. You want to relax those other muscles in your legs and focus all your attention on your abdominal muscles. So let's get a good 8 repetitions here with 3-second holds. So engage and hold and release. And hold and release. And hold and release. That's 3. Hold and release. That's 4. Hold and release. That's 5. Hold and release. 6. 2 more here. And release. That's 7. And last one, engage and hold and release. Good. Relax for a second. All right, next we're going to try a little more advanced core strengthening exercise. So if you felt comfortable with the pelvic tilt, this is going to provide a little more resistance, a little more work for the abdominal muscles. So you're going to start the exercise by engaging the pelvic tilt, just like the last one. So go ahead and engage, flattening your back into the floor. You're going to lift your right leg to a 90-degree position. And now keep your abs real tight. And now the second leg is going to lift to a 90-degree position. So it's similar to the position you'd be in if you were sitting in a chair. It should feel like a lot more work for the abs to hold your back flat here. If you feel like you can't do it, lower level exercise, you're going to engage your abs and lift one knee at a time, back to the floor, one knee at a time, back to the floor. Higher level is going to be both legs up, and then alternating, dropping one heel tap to the floor, back up, heel tap to the floor, back up. So try a couple repetitions of each of those. Choose the one that you feel comfortable with. I'm going to try the harder one here. We're going to go one set of 15 reps. So engaging abs, pelvic tilt, one leg up, other leg up, and slow controlled heel taps. Working really hard to keep my back flat and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. Come out of it slow, one leg at a time, and relax. Nice job. All right, next, we're going to grab the belt and we're going to position the belt. If you slide both feet through the loop of the belt, and then the belt's going to be positioned just above the knees, and you're going to widen your feet back to shoulder width, knees to about hips width as well. So the first exercise with the belt, we're going to try two different things here. So feet are going to stay flat. First one, you're going to engage your pelvic tilt, flatten the back into the floor, ab muscles in tight, and then push outwards on the belt. So this, you can't see me moving because I'm not. You're just engaging your knees, pushing outwards on the belt. You're going to feel a muscle in the butt and the kind of the outside of your hip engaged. So you're holding the pelvic tilt and I'm pushing outwards on the belt, and then relax. So second repetition here, pelvic tilting, holding abs, pushing outwards on the belt, 3-second holds, and relax. That's 2. And engage press. It's 3. Engage and press. It's 4. Engage and press. 5. Engage and press. 6, should feel kind of like a muscle in your hips that you don't use very often is contracting. If it's causing any discomfort, you can lighten the force with which you push out and just go a little more gentle to keep it pain-free. If it feels easy, you can push harder and engage harder, so you be the judge. Continue your 3-second holds. I'm at about 10 reps here. Let's do 5 more good ones. Engage and press. That's 1. Engage and press. That's 2. Engage and press. That's 3. Engage and press. That's 4. Engage and press. Last one. Hold. Push, push, push. And relax. Nice job. A little break there if you need it. Belt's going to stay around the knees in the same position for the next exercise. So I'm going to bring my hands to my side so my palms are down, flat next to my hips. On this one, I'm going to push out on the belt just like the last exercise. Don't worry as much here about keeping the back flat or engaging the abs. We're going to focus on pushing outwards on the belt and then lifting hips up off the ground, keeping the outward pressure on the belt, lifting with the butt, control back down, tap the butt, keep that outward pressure on the belt the whole time. We're going up and down, slow and controlled for a set of 10. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Nice work there. Rest for a second. We're going to do one more set of 10 here. So a little more advanced version would be to lift the hands, bring the palms together, pointing your fingers straight at the ceiling. The last one felt hard or you felt like you couldn't lift as high as you'd like. Put your hands back to the floor. Keep the same form for the second set. Work on the height of your lift. Work on the force pushing outwards on the belt. So I'm going to bring hands up, fingertips towards the ceiling. Start the exercise by pushing outwards on the belt and holding that outwards pressure. Now I'm lifting hips to the ceiling, using my butt. Slow and controlled, tap butt to the floor, right back up. Outward pressure stays on the belt the whole time. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And relax. Good. You can drop the belt back off and set it aside. And now we're going to switch. If you can grab your broomstick, cane, golf club, any sort of stick that you're able to use here. We're going to switch to a shoulder overhead stretch. I'm going to scoot forward here so you can see my upper body. So I'm going to grab the stick. If you can watch my hand position here, place the stick in between the thumb and the pointer finger on both sides. The first 10 reps, we're going to go pretty wide. So it's going to be wider than my shoulder width. I'm going to start with the stick down towards the waist. Rest the head back, knees stay in a bent position, back stays flat. Stick starts at the waist. I'm going stick straight over my head, driving thumbs to the ground if you can get there. Stick back to the waist. So that's 2. Good. Your focus here is 1, to keep the low back flat. If you're limited with your shoulder range of motion over your head, you may feel like your back wants to pop up to try and get your thumbs to the ground. Second thing to focus on, keeping your elbows locked out straight. So you see my elbows are staying straight. If you get to a point where your shoulders stop your range here, your body's going to want to bend the elbows like this to get them to the ground. So elbows stay straight, back stays flat. And then the last thing would be to try and keep your shoulder blades pinched back into the floor. If you can keep your shoulder blades pinched back, it should feel like it feels a little better on your shoulder and you can get a little more range of motion over your head. So back is flat, shoulder blades are pinched together, thumbs are leading, elbows staying straight. Let's start our set right now. We'll do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now we're going to adjust our hand position. So we started with the hands in a wide grip. Now we're going to bring our hands in narrow, kind of a little more narrow than your hips. Same pincer grip with the thumbs, so sticks between my thumb and my pointer finger. Elbows are straight, shoulders are pinched, back is flat. Now we're going to come up straight over your head at a little tighter angle in towards your ears. You're going to feel like this one's a little bit harder to get your thumbs to the ground, so try and keep elbows straight, back flat as far as your body lets it go. Work through your end range there, and then back to your hips. 10 reps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Rest on the stick stretch. Stick can go off to the side. Now, if you want to grab your pillow or something to pad your knees, if you're good on a yoga mat, that's fine too. If you're not comfortable with kneeling at all, I'm going to show a modification that you can do this sitting in a chair next. So I'm going to show you the kneeling version first. So you're going to be in a tabletop position. So hands directly below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. Another modification here, a lot of people will have difficulty with getting their wrists flat like this if that's uncomfortable for your wrist to put body weight through your arms. Another position you can try is make a fist with your hand, and you can come up onto the fist to keep your wrist in a straight position. So try both of those. Should be a good stretch for the wrist, but if it's causing pinching or pain, try the fist grip. So this exercise is actually a yoga pose called cat camel. So basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to lift my head and arch my back as far as I can. Eyes are looking up to the ceiling, butt is poked out. Big arch in the low back and upper back. And then I'm going to switch and round the back. I'm tucking my tailbone between my knees, making a big C curve, raising my back to the ceiling, dropping my chin to my chest. And then I switch. So eyes up, butt out, C curve, opposite C curve. Good. If you're good on that, keep going on those reps. I'm going to show the seated modification next. So if you're not comfortable on your knees, you can actually use a chair and just go ahead and have a seat in the chair. And then you can work on this same movement pattern in sitting. So you're sitting up tall first. I'm going to roll back, round my back, chin to my chest. And then I'm going to C-curve, arch my back, eyes up to the ceiling. And you'd be rotating between this position and this position, working on movement through all the vertebrae in your back and your neck. Just go at a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. I'm going to work back down to the other position. Let's finish a good set of 10 here on my count. So back to tabletop. Eyes are going up, big C curve. Chin to the chest, round, that's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Beautiful. All right, we're coming up into standing next when you're ready. So come up off of your mat. We are going to use a chair or the backside of a chair for balance. So if you want to position your chair on your right side. So I'm standing on my mat with my chair on my right side for balance. So next exercise here. So this is called reach back hip flexions. So if your balance is pretty shaky, you want to have a kind of a tight grip on the chair, or you could even position something else on the left side as well for two-hand grip. If you have your stick or your broomstick close, you could use the broomstick on the left, chair on the right to give you double arm assist. If you're comfortable with one arm assist, you're going to have the chair on your right. My left foot's going to stay down. I'm going to lift my right foot off the ground. I'm going to bend forward, knees bending, foot's reaching behind me as far as I can. I'm going to lightly tap my toes behind me and then swing my hip through to stork position. Reach behind, tap, little bend in the knee, swing to stork position. That's 2. Tap. 3. Tap. 4. So a couple things to focus on here. So my left leg or your down leg, you're going to focus on using your butt muscle. So contracting my left glute or butt muscle as I'm squatting and reaching back. And then as I'm bringing my knee up, I want to focus on engaging my abdominal muscles and my core, similar to the pelvic tilt that we did on your back earlier. Good. Let's call that 5. Let's go 5 more reps on this side. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Good. Now I'm going to switch my chair to the opposite side. So now I have left arm on my balance assist. If you need two-hand assist, you can have your stick or a wall on the right. My right leg is the down leg. My right foot stays on the ground. My left leg is the reaching leg. So squatting on my right, reaching on my left, toes touch the ground. Swing knee up to stork. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Rest. Nice job. All right, next, if you can get your back flat to a wall or a closed door. So I'm going to lean flat against my closed door, a little bend in the knees. So my butt's touching the wall, shoulders touching wall, head touching wall, ideally. Some of you with leaning forward posture may have trouble touching all three things together. So work your best to keep the head flat, shoulders flat, low back and butt all flush to the wall. So more advanced version, you're going to sit down into kind of a deeper wall sit squat. If you're not comfortable with that or it bothers your knees, you can keep the knees just slightly bent and your feet closer to the wall, but you are going to be leaning against the wall. So make sure you're not in socks on a wooden floor. Good grip on the floor. In tall posture, I'm going to go down into my squat position. Now from here, we're going to work on a shoulder scissors movement. So my left hand is against the wall. My right hand is going to reach thumb overhead. So my bottom arm, my left arm's pushing into the wall. My top arm, if you can get your thumb to the wall, I'm pushing into the wall overhead. And then I scissor my arms and switch. Bottom arm's pushing into the wall. Top thumb's pushing against the wall if you can get there. And scissor. If you can't get to the wall, that's okay. Just work on reaching tight to your ear, elbows straight as far over your head as you can. The bottom arm, fist can push into the wall on the bottom. Head staying back. Low back staying flat. So for me, my left arm can stay straight. I can get it all the way up. My right arm, I'm feeling like I need to bend the elbow, so I'm trying to work really hard to keep my elbows straight. Good. Let's get 6 good ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And rest coming off the wall. Very nice. Third exercise in our superset here is a foot ankle exercise. So you can use the back of your chair for fingertip balance. You're going to stand on both feet, shoulder width apart. Hands on the chair for balance. I'm going to lift into a really high calf raise. So really squeeze your calves, keeping your knees straight, lifting your heels as high off the ground as you can. Control heels back to the ground and then rock back, lift your toes. So ankles pointing, lifting with the calves, pulling up, lifting toes off the ground. Good. 15 reps here. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you're not comfortable doing this one in standing or you have foot problem or any pain with that calf raise, you can also do this sitting. So the sitting version, keep going if you're standing. Sitting version, you're sitting, feet flat, heels lift, toes lift, heels lift, toes lift, ankle range of motion and calf strengthening. Good. I'm going to switch back to the standing version. Finish your set of 15 here. Good. A few more there if you're counting. Should start to feel a little burn in the calf muscles if you're doing it right. I'm going to get 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Rest, relax. Take a second if you need it. So we're going to go through one more set of those last 3 exercises. So we're back to reach back hip flexions. So I'm positioning the chair on my right side. Right hand is on the chair. If you need 2 hands for balance, stick or a wall is on your left. My left leg is going to be the down leg. My right leg's reaching back. I'm squatting. Head and chest coming forward, hinging at the hips. Right toes tap to the ground behind you. Knee swings through. Tall stork posture at the top. 10 reps here. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Switch sides. Chair can come to the other side of your yoga mat. So left hand is on the back of the chair. Right foot is the down leg. Left leg's reaching behind you. Second set of 10 on this side. Right knee squatting, bending. My butt muscle on my right is focused. My quad muscle on the right or thigh muscle is working. Swing through to your stork. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very nice. All right, we are back to the wall, shoulder scissors. So butt flat to the wall, head back to the wall. Advanced version, you're going to drop to a deep wall sit. I'm going to go halfway in between. Head is back, flush to the wall, low back flush, one arm at a time. One goes up, thumbs reaching for the wall. My bottom arm, I'm pushing my fist back into the wall, pinching the shoulder blades, and scissor and switch. 20 total, 10 on each side here if you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Very nice. Step off the wall, rest if you need it. All right, last set of calf raises here when you're ready. So stand facing the back of your chair. Use the chair for balance, fingertips on the chair, feet shoulder width apart. If you're doing the seated version, have a seat in the chair. Feet are going to position flat in front of the chair. And heels lift, calf muscles work. Lift the heels as high as you can. Heels back to the ground, toes lift. 15 reps here. Last set of the day. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very nice. All right, that concludes week 2 of the home exercise program. I hope everyone's staying busy during the crazy pandemic we have going on. Hopefully these videos are getting you up off the couch and at least getting you doing something. Good for you if you got to last week's video 3 times. So the goal this week would be to do last week's video twice, this week's video twice. So 4 days on, 20 minutes, 25 minutes per. Challenge to you is to get to 4 workouts this week between today and next week. Enjoy. If you have questions or want some more direction or want a customized program built for yourself, my email is jeffb@customfitc.com. Feel free to reach out with anything you may need for fitness or exercise related or orthopedic problems if you're laid up at home during this pandemic. Thank you.